Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm going to talk to you today about how it is the 72nd anniversary of the Korean War. At least in the United States it is. It's still June 25th in the USA. And the Korean War, it began 72 years ago on June 25th, 1950, when North Korea invaded South Korea. It was an unprovoked and unjustified attack. And they tried to frame South Korea saying South Korea attacked them first, but that's just not the case. And we need to remember the Korean War and all the veterans that came and stopped communism from coming. Now, if you're trying to honor, you need to honor every country that fought in the Korean War, your own, as well as all the others, if you're from a country that fought in the Korean War, if you're from one of those countries. But, like, if you go to South Korea, the UN Memorial Cemetery in Busan is basically dedicated to all Korean War veterans, to a certain extent South Korea, but they kind of get because they have such a nice cemetery in Daejeon, South Korea, that honors them, and also South Koreans that fought in the Vietnam War and a lot of other conflicts. They're honored at the cemetery in Daejeon, South Korea. But in Busan, South Korea, is the UN Memorial Cemetery. And there are South Koreans that are interned there, but the South Koreans that are interned there had to be augmented to the U.S. Army or to the British Army, to the Belgian Army, to another foreign army, for South Koreans to be eligible, that died in the Korean War, to be eligible to be interned at the UN Memorial Cemetery in Busan, South Korea. But the one in Daejeon is dedicated specifically to Korean freedom fighters under Japanese occupation, South Korean War veterans, South Korean veterans of the Vietnam War, South Korean military veterans that weren't in war, but they served for many years in the military. It's kind of like the South Korean version of Arlington. And both cemeteries are great. They do a good job dedicating the veterans there. And we need to remember the Korean War on its 72nd anniversary. So they had a ceremony in South Korea, and this is the first ceremony they've had that didn't have all the COVID-19 restrictions. They had military honor guard and the military bands play. And so it was really good. And God bless South Korea, and God bless all the nations that fought on the side of on the UN side in the Korean War. Hope everybody's doing well. Take care. God bless them. Bye. Bye.